Good morning. I have some things that I want to talk about, but I don't really know how to get started with this. But I'm gonna do my best. Uh, I don't understand how people not seeing what's going on in this world. Why people just don't see nothing. They just can't seem to see what is being done. And I'm gonna start out with this. I guess I'm gonna start out with the floods and the fire. Okay, like in Florida, they was having floods, but in California, they were having fires. But I don't think either one was done naturally, like lightning striking the tree, or striking something, starting a fire. I think all this was man-made. I think the floods, the storms, all man-made. I think the fires, all man-made. It's like some type of program. They can program this stuff to for some type of way. Because in California, when I looked at the after the fire, and I looked at all the homes, how the homes were flat, even the brick homes, and the trees were still standing, smoking. Now this wood, all the homes flat on the ground, but the trees still standing and just smoking. That was weird to me. When this is wood, but it won't burn up. And then you have these floods where you got all these different tornadoes coming all at one time. It's like it's being directed where to go. Then you have ships that get stuck in a place where other ships can't get past. Then you start seeing containers on one ship just floating out in the water. But you don't see it in the grocery store. That could cause starvation. Then you see these bees that spread all over the world. Nobody have anything to stop it until after it's done killed. They say many people. I don't even think that many people had died. I think they multiplying the numbers or doubling the numbers just to bring fear. And fear is not of God. Fear is of the devil. And then they created, after all these people had died, they create fixes in a short period of time. But it's not stopping. People still dying because you still got bees still coming and coming and coming, and they're gonna keep coming. And you're gonna still you have to keep taking the fixes, keep taking the fixes, and keep taking the fixes. Then you got these mind controlling programs that's been going on since the 40s and 50s. As old as I am, I'm 63 years old. These mind control programs are just as old as I am, are older, but here in the United States, as old as I am. Evidently, they were going on somewhere else, like Germany, because these are German scientists that was brought here and began the MK Ultra mind control. Then you got all types of uh, programs that's dealing with mind control, even with children. When I first started researching MK Ultra mind control, I saw the scientists giving children electric shocks, and that really bothered me because if they work on children like they'll work on anybody, there's no stopping, no stopping, and they haven't stopped yet because people sitting back not saying nothing. They got a blind eye. If you are a victim of this system, which is the Antichrist system, and you are a victim of it, the people will come against you. They will come against you and say that you are a liar or some type of conspiracy theory or you crazy, you got paranoid schizophrenia. They're going to come against you. Your own family will come against you. When you're trying to tell the truth, because there's a program that's going on now that's called gang stalking. Organized, they call it organized community watch. But they're not community watching nothing. They are torturing us. I am one of the targeted individuals. I'm being murdered. A slow death sentence. And from far that I know of, I think it's been going on since the 80s. Maybe since before then. Maybe even before then. Because I wonder about my mama. I wonder about my grandmama. Because they died quick. How long was they having problems? Thinking they having medical problems. Going to the doctors. Because that's what I was doing. I'm going to the doctors. Thinking I'm having medical problems. But I realize now I'm being hit with military weapons. Military weaponry is called direct energy weapons. You got Wi-Fi weapons. You got Wi-Fi frequency. You got radio frequency. Because this is what they're attacking us with, frequencies and energies. That goes through the walls, go through your windows, go up in your floors because it's coming up in the floor. And anybody that's looking and you can't see this movement that's in this video, it's on the wall. It's probably on my clothes because it's clinging to the furniture. It's clinging to my clothes. I go in there to look for clothes. It attacks this hand right here because there's something in this arm right here. It goes through my thumb and goes all the way. It goes up here in this arm and attacks this arm. I can sit on a chair and I can feel it attacking in the chairs. It's in there. It's in everything. It's just in the air because it's coming up through this floor, coming up in through my body. Right now, my body is hurting because while I was asleep during the night, I'm under attack. I wake up every day with my spine vibrating, shaking. My knees is like there's an electric circuit through my body because this energy is coming up, electrifying me. My stomach steady swelling because they sending this stuff up in my private areas, up into my belly. They're just opening me up in there. What they doing to me, I have no idea. I know it affects my tongue because my tongue be feeling weird. It goes up into my brain, in my chest, and I have this really thick, extra thick mucus And when I hock it up and spit it out, it just sticks. It don't even slide. This is what is being done to me. When the people say, well, why don't you move? But they're going to move too. No matter where I go. We just been here in this neighborhood right here for 2 months. And this is like a dead end. They have already turned the whole neighborhood into gang stoppers. The lady that used to stay over there, as soon as we moved in, she moved out. And then some more people moved in who are gang stoppers. Everyone, but the house was already set up as a weapon when we moved here. When we moved here, they had already fixed this underground, and then we can't even go up under there because they done sealed it, the crawl space. So when my daughter wanted to get cable hooked up in her room, the cable man couldn't go up under the house because it's sealed. Because they don't want us to see what they've done up under this house. But we give the doctors our information. When we let them draw blood from us, when we let them put that stick in our tongue and we say ah, when we go to the dentist and they keep the bloody gauze, they keeping our information which they are using as a weapon against us. We are our own weapon. You go in surgery for something because the doctor saying you need surgery. While he's in there doing whatever it is he's supposed to be doing, he implanting you. The dentist implants you in your mouth. They putting stuff in our eyes where when we look at something, they looking at it too. We have thoughts. We got to wonder, is that your thought or is it a thought that they projected in you because they're using B2K? Voice to skull, that's what they call it. But it's B2K, some type of helmet thing that they put on their head where it's connected to the implant that's in your head. They can give you thoughts, they can give you feelings, even the feelings of lust. Lusting for somebody that you're not even attracted to. But just to mess with you. This is the dirt that these people they give you some of the most filthiest dreams. So you will wake up disgusted. And they could create videos showing you doing some stuff that you ain't never done. Because they could take your face and put it on somebody else's face that they'll take to the community watch and show it to these people. They're making up all type of lies on some of the men saying that they child molesters. They may be doing it to us women too. Because I had them to send a child to my back door. I just happened to be standing at the window looking out and I saw it. And I didn't go to the window. I went to the door. But some kind of way I had it on video. 2 different cameras. Security cameras took video of this child. I have no video of it. And how they get it off my uh, computer, I don't know. I even sent it to myself. It's not even in my email. The little girl and her dog, but it was a grown person that sent her over. I couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman. It was a real tall person, won't like. They was either Indian or something. They didn't really look white. They could have been white because some white people do have a little tint to their color. But the man in the brown house, Smith, he come flying out his house after she left from over at our house. At that time, they had ran over the fence and knocked it down so that they can rebuild it as a weapon. Now, I do have that on video with the fence knocked down. But the woman knocked it down, and I believe she did it on purpose. They got her to do it just so they can rebuild it. There was a two two-sided fence. They only built it black as one-sided. That Smith is the one who built it. But they had sent a black man to come in and look at it. But he didn't. He's not the one that built it. I got him on video too. He came twice, but he didn't build nothing. They had a psychopath to build it and used it. And he used it. Burning us and this energy coming up, dehydrating us. It dehydrates. It's like it's just drawing the life out of us. Caused me to gain a lot of weight. It's like it's like they sending air or something up in my body. It's blowing me up, but it's drawing the life out of my sister. Just drawing her up. And then there was some type of blue light. And her whole entire room was blue. Some type of illuminated blue. I saw it 3 times in her room. I seen it in the kitchen, but it wasn't the whole kitchen blue. It was like I keep forgetting what it, like what you call them things that when you point and it be red. But that's how this was. And it would go on, it was on the cabinet. Like it was looking around. When I walked in the kitchen, it just disappeared. But I saw it. I woke up one night. The first time I woke up, I could see a red spiral. That thing that like go around in circles and circles and circles. It was red. And I fell back asleep. And I woke up again. That blue. I'm trying to think of what that thing is. It's like they take my words from me. People use it as a pointer. Or they be on guns. On those weapons. Come out there, cluck. Come out there, cluck. It points at you. But it don't be red, it's blue. It was up in the ceiling. And when I looked at it, it just like it just went up in through the ceiling. It just faded into the ceiling. I don't know. I don't know exactly what was on the outside. But I could tell you what I've seen. But people want to think I'm crazy because I'm telling them what I've seen. I've seen flying saucers. I seen a flying saucer come down out of the sky. It was just a bright light. When I first saw it, it was just a bright light. And I wasn't the only one to see it. When it came all the way down to just above the top of the houses in the neighborhood, it cut the lights off. And it was around a huge, not a little something. This was a huge flying saucer. And one night, I went to my sister's, I don't know where I went. I don't know if because I saw something on the video camera, on the security camera. But I went to my sister's bathroom and I looked in our backyard. That whole area behind us was blue. That exact same illuminated blue. And there was a flying saucer there too. But this was a different type of flying saucer. This one had windows. But the whole area was blue. Inside the houses, you can see through the windows. All that was blue. Inside the house and on the outside was blue. I could see the sun was, it's not the real sun, because the sun was shaped like an eye. I know the sun's not shaped like no eye. It will always be down, like it's down in the on the ground. I have all type of videos where the sun, you tell it wasn't the real sun. I actually saw the sun stop shining. When the sun stopped shining, I could see the moon behind it. Then after a while, it was like the sun would just shoot out, like fire shooting out. And you could see the sun again. And it would stop. You could see the moon. You can hear me, because I'm so busy not believing what I'm seeing. I don't know if I captured that, but you can hear me saying, "Is that the moon?" Like that. But I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm hoping I still got that video, because see, they taking stuff. How these people doing this stuff, I don't know. I know I got my insurance policy is missing. They broke in here, not this house, the other house. We had gave my granddaughter a dinner at my house. When I came home, I had came home early because to get some trash bags and plates or something that I had left at the house. And when I opened the door to go down to the garage to get the trash bags, the crawl space door slammed down, and I had some motion sensitive. I had some motion sensitive lights in the garage. It was already on when I opened the door, because just by me opening the door, it wouldn't have came on, but it was on. The lights in the house was still on that I hadn't left on. But then when I went to looking for my insurance policy, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the insurance for my insurance policy. I couldn't find the paper with the police, the first police that attacked me. I couldn't find it because the second police that attacked me, he didn't give me no type of police report. He was from the sheriff's department. But the first police gave me a police report with his name on it, but it's missing. My insurance policy is missing, and my rental agreement is missing. Those three things are missing. If you think I'm just that intelligent that I can just make up these kind of stories, I need to be a director, someone that's creating movies that you go to the movies and watch. Y'all think there's some type of conspiracy theory, because that's what y'all always saying. You stupid. You real stupid. Y'all always saying somebody got a conspiracy theory when they living it. How can you live a conspiracy theory? I'm living this. I'm showing you evidence on all them videos I put out there. YouTube shut me down on one of my channels, but I made another channel. But I had hundreds of videos showing what these people are doing, because they do it, they never stop. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, these people are attacking us. And they getting paid to do it. That's why they do it, because they don't care that this stuff can give you cancer. They don't care that this stuff can give you mental illness, Pick's disease, Alzheimer's, any other type of mental illness, brain shrinkage, holes in your brain. They don't care, because they're making it where people need money because they're losing their jobs. We their job now. You got retired military, active military, retired police, active police, sheriff department, doctors, lawyers, judges is a part of this. FBI, CIA, the DOD, presidents know about this stuff. They know we being murdered. Do we really need 5G and 6G? Do we really? Because this is a tool, a weapon to kill us. I'm telling you, this stuff is killing us. Why are they changing the atmosphere? So who is they changing the atmosphere for? Who need to breathe in some type of other atmosphere than what we've been breathing? Because the atmosphere is changing. The atmosphere is changing. They create new suns. But you thinking it's the same sun. So you think you're looking at the same one. Wherever you go, you think you're looking at the same sun, but you're looking at some type of energy that's shining down on the people, doing stuff to the people, doing stuff to the atmosphere. You think these V's is just happening. No, they're being created. But who gonna create a V and then create a fix? When they created the V in the first place because they want to depopulate the earth. They only want 500 million people or less. Why they got these underground bunkers that they've been creating for years, years and years and years. I saw this long time ago. Luxury underground bunkers. They got luxury underground that they've been building for many, many, many years. All type of tunnels and things up under these rich people houses. All type of underground activity. You got survivors that's telling you since their childhood they been in sex trafficking. They just happen to escape it. They trying to warn the people. But who listening? I'm trying to warn you. I'm right now my stomach is feeling some kind of way. Because they have attacked me all night long. I'm completely 100% surrounded by people attacking with some type of lights. And it looked like it's just quiet. But these lights, it's the lights. They're changing the lights. This is releasing direct energy. It's in the lights. They're even changing the street lights, porch lights. They got some type of a light that looks kind of like a Christmas tree light, but it's not. It's something else. The house behind us and the house across the street from us got it. They even raising their children to be gangster, terrorists, domestic terrorists. So these are children. By the time they get older, what these children gonna be capable of doing? They already raised up children. You got grown people telling how they were raised up to do this stuff. They raise the people that at a certain time when they give the signal, these people gonna become murderers, killers. They telling this story. But who listening? Who believe it? Anything I'm saying, you actually can look it up, research it. They tell this story. They tell what they do. It's all on the internet. If you really want to believe it. But just because you don't believe don't mean it's not gonna come to pass. Something bad is gonna happen. Real bad. I had an open vision of a man eating another man not long ago, maybe some months ago. Because starvation is coming. And I had asked people to help me pray against they call that when people eat each other, cannabis. Because he was eating the man's face. And the man was alive. But that happened years ago where this man was eating the other man's face. And they had to kill him. See, that was a test that it would work. They were calling it bath salt or something. But where he get it from? Who made it? Well, you just stuff and you just go wild, want to eat human flesh. You got prophets. But God is talking to the prophets saying this is going to happen. But people are going to start eating. People are going to become like zombies. They're not going to be zombies, but they're going to be like zombies because that's how they're going to be moving. And they're going to be extremely strong where they could just tear you apart. These are the type of dreams the prophets are having. Because of something in the fix. People giving this to their children. People don't want to believe this stuff. Look at that movement on my clothes. This is not the camera. This is actually in this house. This is actually on me. Right now I'm hearing a sound coming out my ear. It's not the bullhorn. I guess more. This is a different sound right here. It's kind of like the static sound that I be hearing, but it's different. Sometimes I get this sound like a bullhorn. I guess it all depends on the frequency they hit me with. You can see it all on my clothes, on the walls. It's in the air because you got people all around us. Every house around this house where we just moved from, every house that was around their house. And when we first moved up here, I was just being hit with something. I hear people talking about my personal life. I come outside, they come outside, talking about my personal life that I don't know the people. But see what they were doing, sending my information through the cell phones. If it's my information, they could say anything. I don't know whether I did it or not. Because some of the stuff that I've heard people say, I know I haven't done it. Because I do believe they have a movie out there, a sex movie. I've never done no sex movie. But I think they got something out there that the police put together. But they don't put my face on somebody else's body. Because I know there's something I haven't done. Made no movie. They did have me under mind control. Until I realized this is not me. And my grandchildren did laugh at me because I took me some aluminum foil and started wrapping and wrapping and wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. And that's how I slept. Because I realized I was under some type of control. And it helped me. It did help. It stopped those dreams I was having. I was having some of the filth, but they done took my dreams. Now I don't dream. If I do have a dream, it's some type of witchcraft dream. They trying to put me in a covenant. And I have to wake up and come against it. Them the only dreams I remember. Somebody trying to offer me some food or take me to the water. I know that's witchcraft. I have to denounce it, reject it, come against it with the blood of Jesus. Because they got me implanted in my brain. And I've been trying to tell people that's what happened to my sister Bama. She told me years ago. She would tell me. Now I know exactly what she was talking about. She was telling me she would Here, and she told the doctor knew what was going on with her. But he was making money off of her. Every time Omar take her to the doctor, that's $300. That's how much he was charging Omar to do nothing. $300 a trip. Now he dead. Took this information to hell with him because I'm quite sure he didn't make it to heaven. They were gang stalking me. When I started taking Grandma to the doctor, the same doctor, they were gang stalking me. But I still took her. I get there, we pull up, they already there, waiting. Already there waiting. And then some of them be on the inside. It's the type of crap that these people do. They don't even have respect for you when you go to a funeral. When I went to my niece's funeral in Washington, D.C., we stopped at a place in Virginia to get something to eat. Because they seeing through my eyes. They got this stuff in my body where they tracking me. No matter where I go, I'm being tracked. Probably the only way that they can't find me is I go somewhere where there's no technology. But where is that at? Where there's no Wi-Fi. See, that's what that Wi-Fi is all about. If they could care less about you having wireless internet. That Wi-Fi is wireless. They're putting up the towers where they can just find you wherever. You probably have to go in a cave or underground somewhere. You probably can't even go underground because that's where the Wi-Fi is, underground. That's why it's coming out from up under the ground. They're putting this nano technology in our food. This stuff is so small that we can't see it, but it's there. We breathing it in. What that new chemtrails up there in the sky for? Everybody see that. I reckon I'm a fool for saying they chemtrails up in the sky too. You think that stuff just staying up there in the sky? No, it's coming down. We breathing it in. It's in our food. You can grow your own food, but I guarantee you, whatever in them chemtrails is in your food. So you can grow your own food all you want to. You still gonna eat technology. You still gonna, cause it's coming down. If you pay a close attention to so many people on TV, you gonna see that they people change. Start paying attention to how so many people act. They real busy. Just busy, busy, busy. It's like they can't be still. They just gotta be busy. But they being busy doing things against you, against humanity. They look like us, but they're not. They're not us. That's why you got these flying saucers flying around, coming down up over some of these houses. And our military know they up there. There's no way they can be up there and they not know. While our airplanes up there flying around, these things up there too. Pay attention at nighttime. You keep talking about these drones. There may be some drones up there, but I'm telling you, they're flying saucers up there too. I know what I seen, and this thing was huge, very large, and they doing stuff to us. And they're blinking. They just steady blinking. They used to shoot at me. I used to have to sleep in a bathtub with a mirror over me because I was being shot at. It was coming right through the ceiling, right through the walls. When we first moved in that second house, the guy that was on the side of us, he would shoot at me through the on the outside. That was a brick house. It was going through the. I had the wall lined it up with that thick aluminum foil. I had it layered it, and then I had the aluminum pans. Then I had that mylar uh, blankets, and then I would put aluminum pan between my pillows. He was still out there going right through them all of that. It went through all of that, and he on the outside. Military on over across the street. I don't know what he was, but I know he was shooting at me and um, putting stuff in the vents on the outside. I could hear him. It's like he slammed it and he wanted me to hear it. Put sulfur. But in the morning time, you can smell sulfur all in my bedroom. I would smell like sulfur. And then they would burn me where I smelled like burnt skin. Not burnt, cooked. It smelled burnt, but it smelled like I was cooking. It was cooking me. So I went outside and I got some wire and I wired that vent together. The one that he was using. And then I called the real estate agency and told them that the vents was messed up, so they said somebody to put some new vents down. But even at my house, they put down new vents, but somebody still put a hole in it. Because I'm dealing with two different houses. I'm dealing with my house, and I was dealing with my house and my sister's house. Because I would go to my house and stay some days, and I would come back to my sister. Cause my sister had to have 24-hour care. She couldn't be by herself. Now just like she just wasting away. Because this is what these people doing. This is the evil that our government got people doing. I know for a fact the sheriff department hiring people to attack us. Because I've seen them. I've seen the sheriff department watching me at the grocery store. I've seen military between the sheriff department, city cops, and the military. Those are the one and the Masonic order, the Masons. So this is what was on my mind today. That sound is just really loud in my head. It's a steady sound. But I'm trying to fight for my brain. I'm trying to fight for my life. My sister Velma, who did this to her, I don't know. It had to be somebody that lived near her. Um, they haven't stopped. They're still attacking her. They're still attacking me. They be all up in our ceilings, crawling around in the ceiling, tripping. They actually tripped in this ceiling. You know, at the other house, they evidently they couldn't stand up in there. They had to crawl around because I could hear their shoes, their boots hitting the floor, hitting the ceiling, the floor of the ceiling. But just from here, I could actually hear someone trip. And I was wondering how they get up in there. But this guy told me they cut like a doorway, a opening But and in this house here, I never saw it in the other house. So they always kept a door on there. But see, they didn't have a door on this, so I put one on here. But when I stand up on there and look up, I can see the light from the outside. And how can that happen unless someone got something over it? Where the light is shining through that material. But that's how they get into the houses. Yesterday morning, I was going out in the garage. The garage door already open. I asked my daughter, "Did you open that garage?" She said no. But somebody did. So somebody got a key, got the remote control that opens the garage door that makes it go up. Somebody got one. So I don't know if it's whoever used to live here, if it's the landlord, or if it's the owner, the real estate agent. Somebody got it. It was open. I don't drive, so I don't have no reason to open the garage door to drive for somebody to you, but you can't drive up in there anyway because I haven't finished moving the stuff. But it was up. How long it was up, I don't know. But somebody opened it. Then when I was trying to tie it down like I tied at the other house, I had tied that door down where you couldn't open it, and I tied it where you couldn't open it. But this one here, I couldn't tie it down. I don't know how I did it. The other door, this was two different doors, but I couldn't get it to stay down. And so when I untied it, the stuff that I had on it, and I opened it and try to close it. As soon as it go down, it will go back up. So somebody was playing that game. I could hear some men talking, but I didn't see nobody. I looked out there, but I didn't see nobody. But I could hear men voices. And every time I would mesh the thing like a doorbell for it to go up and come back down, it would go right back up without me meshing it. So somebody was doing it. And so I just left it up. I just left the door up, and I just came in the house and made sure I had the other door locked where they couldn't get in the house. They might get into the garage, but they couldn't get into the house. But the only thing out there is just stuff we don't use and soap. My stuff that I use to make my soap with. That's what's out there. I wish I could find my food fertilizer and stuff, but I don't know where it's at. I done went through all this stuff and I cannot find my fertilizer, my plant foods. But I got plenty of soap stuff out there that I make the soap with. I could find that, but I couldn't find my fertilizer, plant food. And I got to buy that stuff all over again. I don't want to when I should have it. But that's all out there. I don't know what they're looking for. We don't sell dope because that's the lie. One thing I do know they were saying that we sell dope. We don't sell no dope. We don't do drugs. We don't be around drugs. I'm 63. My sister's 67. If I was a drug dealer, you better believe I have something. I'm gonna have me a home. I'm not gonna risk my life going to prison having nothing. But that's the lie that the police is telling the real estate agency. You got professional liars as cops. These people are falling. They are into some demonic stuff, spiritual alchemists, esoteric doctrines, the devils, witchcraft. This is what the people in leadership positions are dealing with now, because they want power, but they don't want to. They don't want to serve God. They don't want to live holy and righteous. so that God will open the gifts up to them. So they want to go to the devil and get his powers. So those demons gets in, murdering demons, all type of demons that we some of us probably never heard of is in these people. That's why the world is looking like it's looking. Because you got demons running the country. It's inside of humans. Because you got humans greedy for power and money. Greedy for power and money. They don't care about you dying. They don't care about your children. They don't care about nothing but what they want. And what they want is us dead, them having money and power. Because they feel there's too many of us people that's not filthy rich. They only want the filthy rich here. But they need people that's poor and pathetic to do their bid. They help get rid of us. And when they do their bid, then they're gonna do them in. So they're not gonna leave these people here. You gang stalkers, you human traffickers, that you stealing people. Well, there's some people out here with trafficking, they are kidnapping people, but they got women that's getting pregnant to give birth to them for these children. That's why you got people that gets grown now saying that their parents was involved in this stuff because they was. They still doing it. I saw a video. They said it was so many women. Was it 300 women? I believe it was 300 women, and everyone I saw was pregnant. They looked like they were Spanish, and the police were trying to stop them from videoing it. And they were going into a Catholic building, and that's what I saw on video. So they birthing these children just for these sacrifices that these people are doing. They've been sacrificing children, babies since the Bible, Old Testament Bible at that. This the type of religion that is going on. That you can see this stuff on my body and nobody cares. Nobody even care. No, when I say nobody, I'm talking about nobody cares that this stuff is on me, clinging onto my skin. But this prophet was saying that there's a V coming out that's going to do the same thing. It's going to cling to furniture. And how is it coming? How is it going to do that? How is this V going to come and cling onto your furniture, cling onto your clothes, cling onto your inside your house? Because somebody going to put it there. Just like they got this here in here, they're going to have that in there. Y'all keep thinking Regina crazy. You're going to find out that I'm not. And it's not no conspiracy theory. And you can see this stuff is on me. It's on me. And I'm hearing it. I can actually hear it. And doctors is involved in this stuff that y'all going to, listening to. They just human beings that gone to college. You got some of these here serial killers. They probably went to college. Very intelligent. But they are serial killers. They got a murdering spirit. So you got witches gone to college and got an education. You got witches that joined the army and worked their way all the way up to generals. Hmm. You got witches that's in politicians in the White House and in the government. I'm just telling you what's going on. You got witches that'll get up in the pulpit and preach Jesus, but they don't live it. They're not living Jesus. They're laying hands on you, putting other demons in you. I'm telling you what I know. I had one to call me up to the altar. I'm thinking he calling me up there to pray for me. He called me up to do something to me. And in my life, he's been right since. And he's a lawyer and a preacher in Lumberton, North Carolina. And there were the people in there too. Just like I didn't know what he was doing to me. Because they in the other stuff. Just like they always been. The Pharisees and the Sadducees. They was in other stuff other than the law. They were inside the holes in the walls, praying against us. And then you had them women crying over, what was his name? Tammuz. They still doing it. They still doing it. They were sending men in my life so that it'll look like I'm just some lustful woman. But no, they were sending men to force themselves on me. So that it'll look like it's just me. I can't keep my drawers up. No, it ain't that. When you got men, women that it just seem like they just sexual. No, that's not what's going on. You got men coming to them, put their hands all over the woman. Cause a lot of times we just want to talk. You got some women that do just want sex. But you got some of us, we just want to talk to somebody. That's all. Our part is loneliness. Cause we don't have nobody. We can have children, but still be lonely. We can have brothers and sisters, still be lonely. You can have people that say that you my friend, but you still lonely. Cause you don't have nobody to talk to. You don't have nobody to listen to you. Nobody to believe anything that you have to say or think what you say is worth listening to. Cause they think they know more than you know. But then when it comes down to something that you don't know, they want to ask you questions about stuff you don't know. But the stuff you do know, they don't want to hear it. Just to be a friend to somebody, they got to talk about you like a pure dog. Other people telling you what your friend is saying about you because they talking about you behind your back. That's our problem. It ain't sex. I could care less about sex. In my lifetime, there only been one man that I called for sex. Only one. And that's when I wanted it. So that we can't keep our drawers up. We just need men to keep our drawers up and stop forcing yourself on. We say no, let me know. If you don't mean us no good, stay away from us. Stay home. Keep your horny self home. Leave us alone. Because they're not going to talk junk about you. They only talk junk about the women. That we just can't do without. Sex ain't that good. It ain't even that good that we can't do without it. Right now, I've gone years, and I'm glad. I've gone years, plenty of time. Today, seeing a horny man to pretend he tried to be my friend. And I know they sent because I found out they were gang stalkers. Even the men finding out gang stalkers, honeypots. That's what they call them, honeypots. You got male honeypots and female honeypots. They send it into our lives so that it'll make us look like we just nasty people. We don't live for the Lord. But that's not what it is. I met some preachers years ago that got divorced from their wives, and then this woman just happened to show up in their lives, and they thinking they just want to come talk, but they come out butt naked. This a man. He probably ain't in the wife. He's divorced, and this woman come along, and this don't be just some woman. Be like a nurse that know what she doing. She know when her administration is coming on. Have sex one time, then she pregnant. Then he tried to do the right thing by murder. This is what goes. This is the type of stuff that goes on. So I reckon I need to get off of here. I don't say it enough. So I'm gonna say have a blessed day.